Alright, so, not expecting Bella, unfortunately. She's feeling a little under the weather, as previously noted. She has preemptively agreed, whether she knows it or not, to be thrown into any foreseeable spike pits this evening.
As is understood.
Yeah, so do make use of that.
I really hope we avoid spike pits as we are on the road, but
I mean, you don't have spike pits on your road?
no.
Oh. Well. Hmm.
You should look into that.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a failure of infrastructure on to my ears.
Fair.
And even worse, you're not even on the road, you're next to a lake?
Also fair.
So, go with a quick roll call to make sure that everyone is at least some semblance of ready. Character sheets open, snacks, what have you. I probably, as soon as that's over and we go with our quick intro, sneak away for just a second to grab me a slice of pizza. Get out
Ooh,
of the
what kind?
fridge. Barbecue chicken.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. Um, also known as leftovers. So,
Fair.
uh, Union,
I'm.
Nami,
I exist.
Ideal,
Hello.
Joe,
I'm here.
and Zealous.
Hi.
Wonderful. So, to recap, where we last left off, the party, after spending an evening trying their best to get Nami situated for a bit of travel, um, took up residence there where Union is staying, not finding the elderly lady nor the young girl they had encountered before, any of the workers for that matter. Um, Having doubled back to the scene of a rather threatening presence on Nami's life, one of which the party has decided to help her escape from. Um, Resting in Ideal's little tiny hut, the second casting of after realizing Enigma was being a jerk of a cat, as he does.
Right.
Um, Goods were gathered very quickly, items acquired. A few of you were given some lanyap of rewards from some dragon slayers there in front of the adventuring guild, celebrating their good fortunes. Some of you were not observant enough to acquire these funds. Um, After some discussion between uh, Elk Man and a murder kitty, as you have dubbed it, the party has made their way out of Insland, utilizing the northern exit, the northern gates, and through about on the verge of a full day's hard travel, following the river up, has made it to the coastline of the lake, with intent to travel to Grafen, um, both in search of work regarding a apparent rising of the undead in the region, as well as following a address given to Union by a potentially former colleague that doesn't strike too many memories other than the iconography the man had worn, and quite proudly so, to Union's disgust. This is the scene in which we are picking up. Here on the coast is not so much a town, but there are a handful of wooden structures that jut out into the lake for the tying and mooring of fishing vessels, which these are not very large um, no more than probably the smallest longboats you've seen. Um, Many of which appear to have some form of weight on one side to sort of balance the net that hangs off the other. Um, there are a handful of individuals currently docked and working on their vessel. There doesn't seem to be any kind of organized structure, though there are what looks to be some inland garbed guardsmen that are patrolling back and forth, and you did see a few on your travels here patrolling up and down the river, as it is a source of trade and income, so they would like to keep it protected. Right now, you see about four of those sort of walking the dock area as it stands. Otherwise, traveler-wise, it is just your party. There's the one boat working on itself. About 12 individuals, your party, and the guards. Um, a actual plan of how to travel was not made, other than get out of the city and just get going. So feel free to do that if you would like. Um, Joe, any prep work that you had intended to do, assume that you had time to do it. You had a full 24 hours in Innsland before all hell broke loose, so to speak.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but yeah. The floor is yours. What would you like to do, adventurers?
Let's figure that out. The
So
way I see
we're
it,
on, so we're
we
on
are
the left bank of the river.
yes.
The northern bank, yes.
I think we go around hold on. This way to avoid these centers of civilization.
How long is that travel, though?
I have no idea.
It would seem as though that
About
more.
100 miles ish.
It would seem as though the quickest way would be to travel across the lake and up this little tributary.
Yes, but Enigma.
And Zealous.
Yes. More worried about Enigma.
Zealous, can you swim?
No,
No.
I haven't tried.
Perhaps Nami can give you lessons on how to swim.
Can you swim, Union?
In full armor? No.
So then are you going to drag your armor in a bag behind you as you swim? Because I can't carry everything.
I'm not going to swim across the lake. But
Also,
if
you
we
assume
were
we
on
can
a
find
ship,
a captain. You assume we'll be able to find a captain to carry Enigma.
Promises of gold change
You
many
assume
minds.
we could get Enigma onto a boat. I
That too.
assume he can control Enigma.
I can talk to Enigma.
Yes, you can talk to him, but he isn't going to listen.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good kitty, all right. Just like my master. Well, he was a good kitty. I'll be right back. Eden would go to look for his missing displacer beast. Okay. And is this just like a normal fishing craft? Okay. Union would go down toward the docks. Well, actually, Union would turn back and said, "He's fine. Look, he's over there." Union would point out Enigma. "We should make a plan, and then I will retrieve the cat."
Bet you can't tell him to come here.
Union pointedly opens his mouth and then turns to Ideal and says, "Plan first," ignoring Nami's insinuation that he cannot control his cat. Do we have any sense of how long it would take to go by lake?
Eh. Right click, I think.
And so that would be over land to go around the lake.
What? Okay, I was about to say.
Nami protests in fish.
I'm using that later.
Otherwise, we'd start hiring fish to man the boats. Yeah.
No.
Well, we could look for a suitable captain.
Yeah. I
We could spend the night, see if there is a suitable captain in the morning, and then, if so, see about passage to Grafen, and if not, depart around the lake.
once again, Union. Enigma. That
If Coin changes all things, and I will pray to the Thandar. It will be fine.
Is there an urgency to getting to the town?
Well, there are apparently the undead, and I have a rendezvous to make. I would not want this lead to go cold as we delay.
it's not delaying, it's dealing with your choices, Union.
As are we all. Yes, I am dealing with my choices every day, Ideal. Look, if you're afraid of the water, just say so, and we can walk. But I see no point in being at a
I'm
fishing
not.
village and see if there's a captain. And if not, we walk.
Tell you what. You can try to find a captain. I will not stop you from this. But I will say I told you so when we don't get passage.
I mean, I wasn't asking your permission, Ideal, but very well. First, well, it seems that the most immediate uh, issue is to see if there's lodging for this evening or whether we will be camping on the outskirts of town.
I think it would probably be safest to camp, honestly.
Very well.
Because I can make the hut that keeps us safe.
That is fine.
No, I think that's pretty well.
Union would keep an eye out for Enigma and make sure he's still on the boat.
Pier.
Okay, he's on the pier. It's like at the end of the pier. Yeah, he would just make sure that Enigma's there and not doing anything too disruptive.
Yep.
Yeah. Stable. I know.
Right. Mine would be kind of cramped with them.
No, it literally can't come in.
I ignore ideal.
No, the spell won't work with Enigma. We found this last night.
Yes, your spells and yes, whatever. Good night. Oh, good morning, boy. I offer him a slice of dried meat from my ration. We don't have any fish at the moment, boy.
I can go get some while you guys do your thing. Last thing I need is this cat after me, too.
See, Enigma? Nami is going to get you fish. Good boy.
Yes. Obviously, too. Sorry. Hello. My apologies. I was just getting some fish. I will be on my way. Thank you.
Union would, after giving the good elk boy a quick morning rub down, go over to Ideal and gesture at the fog and say, I concede that it would not be prudent to venture out on the lake in such poor conditions.
So around the lake we go.
I suppose, yes. Unless anyone else has objections.
The fog will clear eventually. And some
Yeah.
captains might still sail if you wanted.
How big is this town? It's not very big. It's just like a few fishing hamlets. Okay. And from where we are, could Union see if there are any suitable ships or boats? Right. Well, while the rest of the party is still sort of prepping for the day, Union will go down, see what he can see. Ah, well, you was right, of course.
I
Union
should
will,
have recorded that.
Union will return to the party and say, "It appears as though all the ships have left." By that I mean the one ship. So, over the land it shall be, I believe.
Then let's keep going.
Stay close, boy. Union would call after him.
I'll be rear guard.
Let's see what passive perceptions are.
Yeah, I can take the front.
So, how about Zealous, then Bella, and then Nami, Union, Joe, Ideal.
That way we got somebody.
Who's Nami backpacking with?
Oh
Bella.
yeah, you don't have a horse. I guess are you gonna
You
ride,
could ride with me.
or you could ride the elk with Union.
She's just gonna run with the ideal over. Damn elk, they just tried to gore her the other day.
The elk gives her the sad eyes as she goes mounts up. Union leans in, sort of scratches neck. It's okay, Bob. It's okay. Nothing personal. So I guess yeah. So just with Nami at the back with Ideal. Hmm.
Oh god.
Yeah. I've done that
Oh, dear.
because Union chases out the last time before he could get me a horse.
Union chased us out of the last town before it could
Yep.
get me a horse. I bought
Yep.
you a horse, and this is the gratitude.
Yes.
Your horse died because you rode into a firestorm.
No, my horse died because everybody suggested I should go scout and talk to the people who were making the firestorm.
You rode that poor animal into a firestorm. And then, when your good friend Union buys you a new horse, all he hears is lip about, "Oh, Union, why did you buy a displacer beast? How could you buy a displacer beast, Union? Yeah.
Yes.
Why did you buy a devil cat? Ugh. It's scaring all the townspeople. Ugh. It just ate my child. Ugh."
Who's the vanguard?
What was that, Zealous?
Who's the vanguards? The one up front? Or...
You.
Okay.
Oh, also speaking of Vanguard,
Can Nami do a perception check as well? Because she would be, paranoid looking around. Is it just one?
Ah, you got a Bella.
I made it. Hello.
we did not.
Why'd you try and kill my horse? I need my horse.
You consented to being thrown in a spike pit.
I didn't.
No, not the horse. You.
No, I didn't.
By consent, you just didn't say no.
Oh. Mule.
You, yep.
No. I like having his healing. Oh, right. Helps if I.
I wonder why a caravan would come this way around instead of following the road.
Who knows?
Perhaps the same reason we are. We all have our skeletons.
Or
Yes,
no boat.
but it would be surely easier and faster for a group that size to travel on the road than through the foothills. With those carts, you break a wheel.
There are thieves on the road.
Beast in the hills.
We could ask him.
Why?
Considering the company that is after Nami here, I suspect we want to keep as low a profile as possible.
Oh, they know where I am. There's no doubt.
Right. Do I spot Enigma anywhere? Okay. As long as he's still traveling adjacent to the party. Well, shoot.
I mean,
Yeah. I'm sure that was going well. And it's not a particularly large caravan, just 3 wagons or so. Hmm. I wonder, I wonder if they are performers.
do they look familiar to me at all? Yeah. Okay. Got.
All right. I was gonna say I was gonna ask if Nami knew them. If there's any gambling buddies.
Well, I see no reason to attempt to hail them down unless anyone disagrees.
Just leave them be to their devices. We're on a time crunch, I suppose.
I agree. Uh, Union would call out to Ideal and tell him to stay away from the caravan.
Okay.
Oh, not Ideal. Enigma. But you too, Ideal. Don't go running around with anyone's daughter and get us all into trouble.
I give a look that says, I am shocked. It hurts.
Slight
Yeah.
hesitation from Nami and gives Ideal kind of like that look over the shoulder, like, am I supposed to be scared right now?
Union just raises an eyebrow at Ideal's like shocked look.
Ideal or Union?
Yep. I'm the bard.
Good point. Union, you can't buy that one.
Well, I wonder if it's even for sale.
No, Union.
But look at his furry pantaloons. Look at the pantaloons.
Ignore the pantaloons.
It's a fun word, Ideal.
I'm
And then
well aware
practice your
of the word.
pronunciation.
Wait back.
Well, I wish him well. Oh my.
Oh God.
What?
Dang.
I immediately thought of Gardar.
Best character ever.
I'm Gardar.
I say eat on road.
I'm fine
I
either way.
agree.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Union.
What is it? Union is currently feeding the good elk boy an apple.
Cat brought you a present.
Oh, Enigma. Union turns to look.
Are they alive?
Oh, God.
All we're matching. Or were.
So Union
That's your problem, Union. Not mine.
Union is gonna hop down and approach. Enigma, what did you? Hold on, boy. I'll deal with your cuts in just a second. Union's gonna go over and look at the body. I'm gonna try and see if inspect to sort of glean anything I can about faction identity. Yeah, that's basically what I want. Enigma, what? Who is this? He can't talk. Uh, does this man? Is he armed? Is he in armor? Can I tell that much? Hmm. How nice are the boots? Paladin.
Isn't
can't
that
do
what
it.
Nami would say?
Right, but taking boots off the body with dead men like this place would be just kill is probably not very. Lysander would not very paladin-y of me.
Just
Nope.
kind of just watching.
He technically didn't say to stop.
Not Nami's issue.
You can deal with it.
Well, let's hope he doesn't bring us any more. I suspect this man was a bandit of some kind. If he was a bandit, I'll have to reward that kitty. If he was a farmer, well, I hope he wasn't a farmer. Union gets back on the elk.
I'm rather shocked he's so okay with this. Is he
Yeah.
in shock? Is the
I have
poison
no
still in his veins?
Actually, Union thinks for a second and gets off and goes back over and how badly does the man have a face? Does the man have a face? Like, did Enigma tear up his face? Union will try and close his eyes as much as he can and say a soft. May you find peace in the arms of the Lord of Rebirth. Touch the man with the holy symbol and the broken sword that he carries, and then get back on the elk.
Or we're just gonna leave the body here.
Well, can we afford to build a cairn or bury it or cast it out into the lake?
Please don't pollute the waters with bodies. I get enough of that from sailors. It's not pleasant to have a body come crashing down on your home. It's kind of disgusting. Then we have to deal with it.
Well, I imagine it was worse for the body, but fair point.
I'm sorry, next time I kill someone, I will be sure to drop the dead body upon your front door. See how you feel about it.
Or don't we? We already brought enough damage to that lovely inn. I was saying it.
He really is daft, isn't he?
He's different.
Oh, really ideal. I couldn't tell.
It's been about now 5-6 minutes since Enigma patted back off.
Should we
Do
follow
I
Enigma?
hear any sounds of pain and sorrow?
You hear nothing.
Okay.
You're deaf.
Wait, why is it my problem now?
You-
Oh,
you're
wait.
talk- you're
Never
talking
mind, I got
about-
it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
5 seconds late.
Everything's your problem now.
Welcome to the party.
Yep.
I was listening, I just don't read.
That's all right.
We could give it a burial, but if we want to spend the time,
That's cold.
God damn it, Joe.
there are some cultures that leave the dead out to the open air. It allows them to return to nature.
Did he come from nature?
Well,
He doesn't look very natural.
he's a man, Joe. Where do you think he came from?
I'm just saying, I don't know. Just by looking at his garb, he doesn't look to be like someone who would be. I don't think his wishes would be to be thrown into the woods.
Well, it's either thrown into the hills or thrown into the lake.
I mean, what are the local customs here for body disposal?
Typically, either burning or burial.
Well, I don't got fire. I don't
It-
got mold earth.
Kind of, like basically depends on how much space do we have for the bodies. In the main city, there is a good and proper cemetery. For example, your places like Open and such probably burnt the bodies as it was better for the ground.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not very good at digging, but I mean, I'm pretty decent at burning evidence.
Okay.
As we smelled earlier.
I suppose if we wanted to do a controlled burn, that would be appropriate for this man.
Control burn incoming.
Um,
And of course, we actually need to increase those flames to really burn the body.
What, do we? As like,
Joe's got it.
It's like, you're still like right next to the body. It's there's this bonfire, and all of a sudden, like as he says this, there's a sudden concentration of intense heat behind you.
Union jumps away as the bonfire goes up.
It doesn't actually go up. It like, he kind of condenses it down to focus the heat.
Yeah. Gotta burn the bones to ash.
Do we there, Joe?
Does he do this often?
Only
Sometimes
once
he
before.
and runs across the ground at the speed of a galloping horse.
Just, really concentrate to burn it to ash.
It's going to take a couple minutes, but
Yeah.
it
I like
smells
the animals crazy a little
horrible.
bit.
I mean, it's better than just leaving it here for the animals.
You better hope
Absolutely.
Enigma wasn't trying to save that.
It's now been 10 minutes. No sign of
I'm
the.
pretty sure that's
Ilhern.
like a present brought to its master.
Well, if this was a bandit, he could be warding us of others in the area.
Can we get moving?
Yeah, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's fire, smoke, smell of burning flesh. Don't see Enigma. Sounds like a great time to leave.
You guys
Yeah,
turn
once-
zealous, holding true to he never said to stop, is actually way up there.
Why is he so literal? Union will just mutter as he pulls on himself onto the elk.
Okay. So continuing to travel on, Joe, you're fairly confident that you've dispatched of the body at this point.
Okay.
Um,
We'll extinguish the flames and follow along satisfied.
it was a fantastic job. As the party catches up to Zealous, with a bit of effort,
Don't you dare.
about 30 minutes has gone by now. No sign of your displaced beast Union.
Alright, I'm a little nervous, but that's fine.
As you begin making your way through the hills, some probably a little more vigilant than others. Nothing else occurs. Evening comes. Still no sign of Enigma.
The Union would look pretty concerned. Would be pretty concerned at this point. Um, can I sense him? Can I call out to him?
You can call out to him. You've nothing specifically that senses him, yes?
Well, I definitely would at least like call out to Enigma.
Oddly enough, it doesn't respond.
Is that odd though?
Of course. Enigma is such a good boy.
He's undoubtedly out there spreading the word of Lathandar. Really?
Wow, Zealous.
I'm picturing Enigma in like a priest collar with a white meow 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 meow.
But unless there's intent to travel through the evening, you've managed to find yourself a small little section, a little clearing there in the hills that's large enough for your party to rest at.
Are we able to see the water?
You have not left the lakeside
Okay,
throughout,
awesome.
throughout your travels. As far as I know, that was your intent.
Yeah, I didn't think we were gonna travel through the night.
Gonna travel through the night.
Wait, we are?
I second that choice.
Wait, what?
I don't agree with
What?
this.
No.
No.
It's been moved and seconded.
But it wasn't moved.
I want magic safety bubble, please. That was in character. This is not out of character.
I know. That's what makes it even better.
Magic
Yeah.
safety bubble.
My tiny hut.
I know what you mean, but
It's mostly safe.
Wait, what do you mean mostly?
It can be dispelled as kin-all magic, but one needs to know that spell to do so.
Can you tell if it goes bye-bye?
Yes, because it goes bye-bye.
You can tell that while you're sleeping.
No.
Don't mean to make
So-
you worried, but
Fuck, I thought I could sleep for once.
It'll be fine. Don't worry.
Just glares.
It has not happened thus far.
Doesn't make me feel better. Did you see him?
I did.
Just the other night.
Yeah.
I still want the magic safety bubble.
Yes, I will make. I will continue using the hut.
Nami's not sleeping tonight.
the hut.
So, producing forth the small bauble, once again, the spell irradiates out from it before settling about the party, making sure that it's far enough away from where you have tied off the mounts. Just about as the 11th minute, I'm assuming you're casting as ritual.
Of course.
The 11th minute triggers, the hut finishes its formation. There is a loud and dreadful scream of pain north of the party's encampment.
Well, I can't leave the
Okay.
hut. You guys have fun.
You can cast it again.
Fine, I'll go check it out.
I'll
No,
go
he's
with-
staying here in the hut with me.
I'll go with Joe.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joe,
I-
Bella, Zealous,
And Union.
and Union.
Did it sound like ideal? Or not ideal?
It
Maybe
sounded
I should say
like a
ideal
person.
and make him scream. Okay, it was not Enigma. It may have been caused by Enigma, but it was not like a cat's howl.
No, it's not a yowling in pain.
Yeah.
The four of you, as hastily as possible, depending on your own determined level of urgency in this regard, make your way up over the hill, and there in the fading sunlight, these hues of orange that still cast just barely over the land. You can see an individual who, like, they were in the middle of laying and presumably working their way up towards the party, and there on his back is Enigma with the back of the man's neck in his mouth ripped out.
Where is he finding these people? Are we're being followed? We're being followed.
He is now, for the record, riddled with wounds.
Enigma.
And
So you said they
probably
were-
probably for the first time, there's not that lurking sense of boredom in his eyes. Okay, noted, Joe.
I feel like we're being followed, and Enigma's actually protecting us, and I don't know how I feel about
You're a good kitty. But so of the group that was stalking up the party, has Enigma killed them all?
You just see the one that that had potentially was the one that cried out.
How is this one dressed?
Approaching, Enigma actually growls at the lot of you. A few seconds later, the little shimmer of his feature once again kicks back on, lowering himself defensively as he watches those approaching. Joe, best you can tell with a quick glance, he's in the same, very similar slapdash hides and leathers, a little less mangled than the first one that you saw. And there, right by his hands, is a fairly nasty-looking, kind of rust-bitten dagger.
Rust-bitten dagger.
Stay back just a little bit. I'm going to try and calm them down. So Union will, like, very sort of hands up, very sort of slowly and carefully approach Enigma and just talking in his best, like, comforting, calm voice. But listen, it's okay. Look, I see you're hurt. I will take care of it. All right, don't worry. Don't worry, Enigma.
He opens his mouth, a piece of the man's neck falls free.
I see. Is he still in a sort of hostile posture?
Oh, absolutely. The tentacles are up and everything.
Enigma, listen, it's me. I can heal you, right? I can see you're hurt, bud.
The aggression, it's not so much that he's like defending himself. He's having fun.
You make my devil cat evil. Yeah. Okay. Enigma, are there others like him? You will point at the body.
Animal handling. It looks down for a second, rakes a long, slow claw down. It splits this man's armor before churning and bolting down the hill.
Enigma. Well, there's no way we're going to catch him under the dark. Union turns and says that.
You really need to do something about this Union. I mean, I can continue to burn them, but
I think he's killing bandits.
I think these are the people that we're chasing. What's her?
The fish.
And
No,
I think
I'm not there to defend myself.
And I think they're going to continue being a problem. And if Enigma can't take them all, I think it's going to be a much bigger problem.
I
But
mean,
in
if
the
he is
meantime-
defending us, good boy. But if these are just like fishermen,
what fishermen wear leathers and hide armor and have daggers?
Most?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know what villages you
I
people
mean,
grew up.
hide arbor is known for its water repellent features.
And rusty daggers are just daggers that poor people couldn't replace.
Yeah, I mean, if you're fishing all day, constantly in a water environment, you kind of have rusty implements.
I don't think just regular fishermen could do the damage that they did to Enigma.
I'm just saying, you need to handle this. Figure out what's going on.
It's your pet. You wanted to buy it.
It's,
Mhm.
for the record, you can see it stopped at the end of the hill and kind of looking back, looking for. It looks the way it was running, like as if it's waiting. Doesn't wait very long before it continues darting, and you lose it in the foothills once more.
We should go after it.
You say us to go after him?
Well,
Why would we go after him? It's your pet.
I
I'm
was
with
hoping
her on
for
this.
I was hoping for some solidarity.
I mean, I'll
Okay,
go with
that
you
one.
and make sure you're okay. But
Look, if you're coming with me, we have to hurry because he's a fast kitty.
Yeah.
yeah, fast. Gotcha. Lead the way.
All right. Union would attempt to follow Enigma.
Okay. We're gonna head back to the duo of the safety bubble, which is where we will pan the camera for a moment. It's just the two of you.
Playing cards with them.
Yes.
You have now lost sight of your party as they crested over the hill, a little ways away. You don't so much see them initially, Ideal, but you kind of after a minute or so realize the animals are getting a little nervous. Except, of course, the warhorse. The warhorse is just there, being warhorsey. Nami, you actually see that there is someone creeping up behind the line of mounts towards where you're at, and as you notice them, they go to lunge out as if they're coming to stab you, and all of a sudden you just hear the crack. They look up at their hand as their dagger has been deflected by the tiny hut. A look of confusion on their face.
I'm
Quickly poking and pointing.
I will look. What does he look like?
Disheveled, knotted,
About like
tangled beard, hides and
about
feathers, very bandity.
about like the things that Enigma's been bringing to the party.
Well, you've only seen the one.
About
But
the thing.
yeah, very bandity and now very confused. Pros at the bubble a few times.
Smug little wave.
Starts walking towards the mounts.
Oh no.
Okay, I will. We should probably stop that.
Uh-huh.
I draw my scimitar and dagger and charge,
Okay.
leaving the bubble.
Sharpo. Or initiative, I guess.
Initiative.
No calling out.
Just,
Slightly freaked out. Not me.
yeah, just a little.
Nami like
Yeah, we are
pretends to
coward.
read the safety bubble, but really doesn't.
So the bubble fades as the one focusing on it leaves it.
Oh fuck, that's true.
Let me make sure that's true. I'm fairly sure it is.
Yeah, it is. I cannot leave it. Until it fails. I'll leave it. If I do, it ends.
If you leave its area. Yep.
First time I casted it, I did not. Since then.
But yeah, ideal. You've not so much got the jump on the guy, but he was not really expecting you to leave your crystal palace, so to speak, as he's making his way towards the only good-looking horse, Bella's.
It's an
How
old
far away?
horse, thank you.
How far from?
About 10. There's a 10-foot gap between the two of you.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to engage. Drawing short sword and dagger, sadly. And go in for the slice and stab.
Okay.
Boop. I assume.
That
That's a lot for
is a miss.
Yeah, a 9 to miss. I would certainly hope so. Because I'm sneak attack. Because rogue. It has sneak attack on it. And bonus action, dagger.
11 is also a miss, as it actually snags in one of his hide paddings.
Not used to this thing yet.
Nah, the reach is horrible. He does sort of roll forward in panic, turning and will attempt to disengage with you. Not the action, just the physical motion to do so. If you would like, you get a reaction.
Yeah, let's scimitar.
Okay. As he's holding his hand up to try and block, it bites down in his arm with a nasty hit. No, you do not get sneak attack.
I know. I'm reading something else. Okay, that's on my turn. I can't flourish.
And then between his fingers, he lobs the dagger, this nasty looking thing at you. That is a miss. The dagger goes clatters against the bit of armor on your shoulder before bouncing away. Nami, you're up. There is no safety bubble.
Sorry, I'm reading things to try to figure out how to work Nami in combat.
Stand there and scream for every 6 seconds?
Or shoot him. Shoot him's
that's
also a good idea.
I'm gonna shoot.
Okay, so you dive to where you set your belongings down for the evening, grab your short bow, arrow, and with a hiss through the wind, ideal, almost catching on your horn, it buries right below the eye and just nudged up against this man's nose, about fletching deep through the man's head. Plop.
Can I have my safety bubble again, please?
You're not out of
until
from behind you, Nami, having crawled up and hidden from you, they had advantage. A axe comes, sinks into the dirt just behind you, and you can hear a man go, "Fuck!" Dive back to the small scrubland surrounding the camp. Ideal, you're up.
Okay.
Zealous, you would have just now gotten up to the top of the hill. If you would like to roll a perception check.
Did I see, or can I see where
You heard him.
he's at? So I have a general idea.
That's all you got. As you turn from the man now falling, look back. There's Nami with an axe like right next to her that wasn't there before, and a loud expletive somewhere in the darkening region behind her.
Is it dark yet, or just
Down in the valley, it is. So you would have disadvantage on the check.
oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna do a shatter about where I heard it.
Okay. You'll hear this, Zealous. So go ahead and roll me an initiative check. The party on the other side, you've all decided to actually go after the way Enigma is, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, duly noted. You need a dexterity save from me, correct?
Con.
Okay. Okay, for the record, if you roll 12d zeros, they come up all greens.
Oh, nice.
What's your spell save DC?
15.
Okay. You've no idea the effect other than a massive chunk of a hill just goes blasting out.
He takes, if he succeeds, half that.
There's another loud shit, shit, shit. You're not sure if you got him or if you just spooked him.
Scared the crap out of him.
I mean, the hill just exploded.
And bonus action, I will give inspiration to.
Okay. How do you inspire her?
I got another friend.
It's not fucking inspiring.
You have seen me play a bard before. You know how inspiring I get.
Don't worry, we'll get you that limerick book.
Yes.
Zealous.
Zealous, you are up. You don't see a combatant, but as you look down, you see a massive chunk, almost directly below you at the bottom of the hill. It would take your just one move to get down, go blasting out, and Ideal's faintly yelling something. It's hard to tell as he's not being too loud about it. What would you like to do?
so where the hill was blasted out is closer than them?
Yes. You're up on the top of the hill. So you have the run down the hill. That's where it blasted. Then you have about 20 feet from there to Nami, and then from there about 10 feet to Zealous. Or Ideal.
I guess I'll check what it was being aimed at, or what caused it.
You can attempt to. Well, you know that you've seen him cast that particular spell before. So you know what the cause of that explosion was.
Okay. Then I'll try and see what he was aiming at.
Okay, so it'd be
Something
another
warm.
disadvantageous perception check.
Oh.
There's that brief moment where you're starting to get yourself revved up, like yes, finally I get to fight something, and you kind of have almost that mental like reset. But what am I fighting? There's nothing And you look over, and your warhorse is just staring at you. You're like, "Come on, man, we want to fight." And you see nothing. And yes, this is his warhorse's. What his warhorse sounds like. It's great. It's a wonderful warhorse.
Well, then I'm going to, if I can move, over to where Ideal is, at least closer to him.
You run your way down the hill and go to continue on. Nothing happens. You, with a full movement, you make it all the way to Ideal.
And I don't have an action.
Correct. It took a dash to get down there.
Okay.
Okay. No longer holding his turn. All you hear is, "This was a fucking stupid plan!" And you see a guy go. Zealous, you ran literally right past him. Gets up and runs. Not heading up the hill, but running the foot of it away from the camp. Tommy, you're
Oh,
up.
I so wish I had hold person.
How far is he from me?
He would at this point be about 60. Was not smart enough to dash.
Wait, you said he's not far enough to dash?
No, he said he was not smart enough to dash.
Okay. Nami will drop her short bow. I guess grab her rapier, dash over, and hit.
Okay. So gonna use cunning action dash.
Correct.
Okay. Go for it. There's that satisfactory punch of metal through the first layer of this furred hide into some kind of borrowed or scavenged leather, into flesh, muscle, organs, and out as you just right through this guy. Just seizes up. Yep, stupid plan, and falls off your rapier.
2 for 2.
Now the three of you are out of combat.
And then I will reset up the dome.
Can
Party
I
is allowed in, all that fun stuff.
Okay.
Can I check the bodies, looking for notes or anything? Really?
Investigation as we pan the camera over to the other party. With a slight fast forward, you did hear a brief little back by camp, but it's up to you whether you want to investigate that or not.
Meh. We have a goal.
Winding your way through the foothills, following every now and then you can see the shifting form of Enigma here in the dying light of the day, as he's now officially stopped in that low, crouched, prowling. Yes, one for both bodies. Prowling position. Union would be the first to see it. There is, at best you can tell, some kind of small encampment. It's about 110 feet from you right now. No guards, or, well, none that you see.
All right. Is this encampment like in a ravine, in a valley? Are we
It's
above
just
it?
one of the valleys between three hills.
Okay. So keeping low, Union would try and sort of come alongside Enigma to get a better look at the campment and who's there and how many there are.
As you approach, you see scatterings of blood splatter near Enigma. You come around the bend right where he's hunched down and waiting. There are two figures mangled, much like the first one he had delivered to you.
Bad. Joe's got his work cut out for him, eh? Union would say quietly to Enigma.
And now that you're actually right next to him, he's allowed you to get that close. His focus is on the encampment. You can still see a few figures moving about therein, as Bella and Joe you catch up to the duo. He's pretty fucked up. He's got a couple bolts sticking out of his hide, a few lacerations. He, and there's a heavy bit. While his eyes kind of have that fire that he had not seen in them yet, except when he looked at Nami. His breathing is heavy. Every now and then you can hear a drip hit the ground from one of his wounds.
Should probably heal that.
Yeah. Okay. So Union would turn and say, Enigma, I'm going to take care of your cuts, okay? And just very carefully, and so Enigma could see what he's doing, like reach out a hand toward the cat.
Okay. He doesn't lash out at you.
Okay. Union's gonna put his hand sort of on Enigma's shoulder and use lay on hands.
Picking one of 6 shoulders, got it.
Well, yes. Okay. And
How much do you heal him for?
I'll hit him for 20.
Okay. Many of the lacerations seal up. The breathing gets a little steadier. Still has 2 crossbow bolts sticking in him. They haven't really seemed to be bothering him, but they are there. He turns, gives one little sniff at you, looks back at the camp with intent.
Union's gonna turn and glance at Bella and Joe and say, I think it's obvious what Enigma intends.
I can throw a surprise fireball. That would probably scare me, I think.
Union's gonna look down at the bodies at Enigma's feet. Are they still sort of the same clad?
Yes.
Union's gonna glance at them. They have not. They have attacked Enigma, but as far as I can tell, that is in self-defense.
Yeah, but they might have been chasing us.
It might. Is it enough for us to attack them?
Okay, so yes or no?
I do not wish to shed blood without cause, but
A figure is slowly approaching towards the front of the encampment.
Can I see multiple figures close together?
Dark vision, right?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
How many?
In a fireball grouping, about 3 of the 12 that you see, and that's when you hear Arch. Hear it? Where you
Fireball.
at? Streak of red.
I want to meta magic 3 of the 2.
Gonna metamatic 3 of the 2.
I think. Wait, I can do 4.
What kind of meta magic are we doing?
Oh, empowering 3 of my 2s. That's what I mean. So, of the damage roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 3 2s and a 3.
Oh.
Oh, made it worse. Oh well.
You made it one worse.
3 2s and a 3.
Yep.
Turned into 3 2 2s into 1.
Yeah.
It is still more than enough. You blast away. There's a loud series of Wilhelm screams by one of these small tent-like structures where they were leaning over a cook pot. There's almost immediate chaos within the encampment. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, the Sandar guide us. Oh, did my initiative not roll?
I've fallen in love with.
Welcome to the club.
So
You do not have t-shirts.
they all burned up.
Yeah.
Now that I have it, I just need any escape.
Joe,
Yeah, initiative.
Yeah.
I got you. It's got incoming as soon as I can get my sheet to pop up.
thank you, sir. 6.2, thank you. Okay. Bella looking very proud of yourself as the bodies go flying about and charred cinders. There's a sudden rush of air between you and Yunin as, once again, Enigma now very aggressively darts off and pounces on the man who is in the middle of calling out. You can see off over his shoulders, the tentacles lash one over the other and rake at the man as he savages them. And as it comes down to your turn, you can see there is now 8 individuals there on the right side of the camp, currently diving for weapons. Because I have a feeling I know what question's coming up. You, at best, could probably get another 3 of them that have clustered up to one tent. Otherwise, the others have all scattered to their own bedrolls and resting areas where they've left their stuff.
I'm glad you knew what I was going to ask. I'm going to fireball 3. I'm not going to bother meta-magicing it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a pretty good roll.
Once
GG.
again, in the matter of 6 seconds, with very quick utterances, and that same familiar little streak flashes from her fingertips and lands between the 3 men, who, one of which is in the middle dragging all their weapons out from the tent, very placid and very calm, but moments before, and gone. Leaving 5 individuals. Two of which manage to grab the weapons, realize where the attack is coming from, and come charging forward. Seeing the nearest threat being Enigma, they dash up to him and are very clearly raising weapons. As you see another look of confusion as the Displacer Beast begins to flicker and shimmer in position. Joe, you're up.
Okay. The grouping that just got fireballed, do they look healthy?
Oh no, the 2 groups that got fireballed are gone.
Okay. Just clarifying.
Yeah. You have about 40 feet from you 2 guys that just rushed onto Enigma.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hex. Well, do I want to do that? Yeah, let's hex one of them, and then Eldritch Blast that guy.
Okay. He is still up.
Yeah, and
Oh, well,
of course
see
with
that.
Eldritch Blast, there's the
See
second
the
blast.
hex damage first.
Oh yeah, that would be smart, huh? Hex is a D6?
1d6, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So as he's mid rearing his own attack towards the Slater Beast, you can see his eyes quickly, as if quickly, you also have dark vision, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah. I'm a half elf.
I'll say I thought the only one that didn't was Zealous, but his eyes flicker about as he seems very unsettled. Right as your blast slams into his chest, caving it in and blowing him away from Enigma. The second beam you can redirect as you desire.
Well, it'll just be at the other guy then.
Okay. So one more hex damage.
I don't get to move the hex.
No, that's right. So he is still up.
Yep.
He has are there any modifiers on your E blast?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, it's on it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he staggers back a bit from the impact, looking. You feel like he can't actually see you. Looks very human. As Union, you're up.
Okay. Union would draw his greatsword and charge in to assist Enigma.
Okay. Without dashing, you would only get up to it. Do you have the charger feat?
I do not believe I do.
Okay, so you managed to shoulder up with the guy and now buddy with Enigma there in combat space, but it did take a dash action as he was just out of your running reach.
Okay, that's fine.
The pities of being a melee character. The remaining three that were scavenging for their weapons, one of which grabs up this unwieldy looking axe, turns, cocks his hand back as you see he's in the middle of like grabbing others off the ground, and it goes flying through the air at you, Union, being the nearest humanoid. And it does, even at that long distance, manage to connect. For a total of 6 slashing damage as it smashes into your arm, right about where the crease of your elbow is, getting a solid hit.
Okay.
But he doesn't seem to be wanting to make a move towards you. I get now another 40 feet away. The other two grab up spears and charge, getting just up to adjacency with you. And in a similar plight of mechanics, can't actually stab you as Bella is once again up.
As we just angrily
Oh no, excuse
growl
me.
at each other.
Enigma is up.
Yeah, boy.
Not exactly thrilled with the positioning of his prey. He lances at one of the spearmen, but as they are just arriving, they already have their spear up defensively. You hear the tentacle smack against it, while the other attempts to rake under and catches the man right around his right knee and rips with a savage strike. The man staggers forward as you see blood and flesh follow the tentacle back, but he's still standing. Now, Bella, you're up. There are now 3 individuals in adjacency with Union and Enigma, 2 of which look pretty savaged, one of which is fresh to battle, as well as over by one of the cook fires, there's a man who is grabbing at throwing axes and chucking them, and just scored a pretty decent hit against Union.
So, still cackling like mad. I'm gonna pull out my wand of magic missiles.
Okay. For the record, she's also cackling very happily.
I'm having fun.
Yeah, it's hard not to have fun when fireballs are going well.
I feel so
Oh, no.
powerful.
They're in sync. We're all doomed.
So I've never used magic missile much. Can I split the
You can.
dart?
So each dart is 1d4 plus 1 damage. You can target as many missiles as you have, that many creatures within range.
How many darts? Sorry for interrupting.
For one charge, I think it casts it as a level 1 spell, so 3 darts.
Yeah, how many darts are on a level 6 magic missile?
7? Let me make sure. Magic.
8? I think.
So for each spell slot second and higher, so you would get, so that'd be 8. So that'd be, because it adds, well, it's adding one level per extra charge, right?
Yes.
How many charges are you burning? 6, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are 4 of them?
There are 4 targets in total.
Yeah, then I'll do 2 each.
Okay. So 2d4 plus 2 to each of them.
Oh.
The 2 that were already attacked by your compatriots are blasted down as it goes. This artillery strike from across the ways. Union, these streaks of light smash 2 of your adjacent opponents into the ground, with gurgling sounds as they didn't even get a chance to scream. The first spearman shudders back as it slams him, and you hear a crack of a rib. The axeman, you're not sure how hard it hit him, other than he got hit by one too.
Okay.
That's all for me.
Yes, come to the dark side.
That's creepy.
I try. Alright, Joe, you're up. That just happened.
Yeah. So who just said come to the dark side?
The voice in her head.
Okay. So I didn't hear that.
Correct.
Uh,
There's just this little hobbled figure at the top of the hill, just doing the little evil finger tapping together. Yes.
okay.
Your own little Schmeagle.
So I will move my hex to another target, and then Eldritch Blast.
Okay. The spearman or the axe chucker.
Axe Chucker.
Okay. Again, there's that sudden unsettled look on his face. They actually do. He's not armored.
Ah, okay.
He is just a big, hulking man. As they slam into him, he looks down, looks at you. There's a sudden puff, a flare of his nostrils.
Alright, well, then there's an extra 6 from the 2 hex damages.
Staggers a bit as your unholy ire smacks into him.
Unholy.
It's necrotic damage, sir. I'm fairly sure
No, it's
most
force.
Oh, hex is not force.
Oh, hex, yes.
I think it's either necrotic or psychic, right? I think it's necrotic.
Yeah, hex is necrotic.
Yeah.
I was
we'll
reading
say.
the Eldritch Blast and was confused.
Fairly sure most churches frown on that. Most. Grabs up his axes, beats his chest, lets out a bellowing roar, and charges into the melee. He moves obscenely fast. It's similar in motion to how you've seen Zealous fight, as any sense of reason on his face, be right back, noted, fades as he has taken all of this damage. With a bellowing roar, Union, first axe comes crashing right into your sternum. I need a strength
Ow.
save. As you take only 6 points of slashing damage, but are physically knocked off your feet and onto your ass. The next axe comes rearing up and quite clearly aimed at your head. Manages to glance instead off the armor of your shoulder with a sickening crack, as this fairly dull axe blade only hits you for a whopping 5 more damage, and he's now just yelling frothy angry in your face.
Can someone get rid of his axes?
It's your turn. You're currently prone.
Okay. Am I prone? And is he? How far is the axe thrower?
He's right on you. He got angry and is like, again, very similar to how you've seen Zealous fight, is just wailing into you.
Okay.
Face your demons. Wow, Zealous.
Hi! Wait, no, I'm a devil.
Important distinction.
Very important.
Okay. Seeing the towering berserker figure that had just like fucking Tom Brady had like 7 axes into him. Union is
You're
going
one.
to wait. Were those last 2 not thrown?
No, he is on top of you. He physically ran into you and hit you with those axes.
Okay, I
No,
misunderstood.
he
I thought he was like
charged into
standing.
you.
I thought he was just like eating axes after axes in the Union.
No, he's good. He's not. He doesn't have that many axes.
Okay. But seeing the disadvantageous position that being prone with this man with an axe right above him, Union's sort of gonna raise his hand and just yell out, "Be still!" and cast Hold Person on him.
Okay. What's your spell save?
That is a Wisdom of 15.
Okay. He's and doing that bellowing roar. The 2 axes are up over his head, ready to come back down, and for a second they're like, "Oh, thank God." The axes are continuing to arc down towards you.
Oh no.
Also,
Okay.
sorry, headphone users.
So,
It's
all of
okay.
us.
I didn't
Oh.
just quickly deafen.
You're welcome. Trying
So
to keep him immersed. It was a deafening roar.
yeah.
Thank you.
You're
What?
welcome.
Wow.
Thank you, Bella.
You're welcome.
But still your turn. That was your action, Union.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Let's see. Can I use my movement to get away from her, or is it my movement to get up?
It takes half movement to stand up.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're moving at half speed anyways. And if you attempt to move without the disengage action, which you now
It'll
don't have,
get
you don't have the
away.
ability to take, he
Right,
might
right.
OA you.
Right. Let's see. Compelled duel probably doesn't make much sense as he's already wailing on me.
You've just got movement and bonus action.
Yeah. Uni would definitely stand up and sort of raise his sword in a defensive posture and get ready for the next series of blows, but that'll be it.
Okay. As you ready yourself, you realize it was a great idea to stand up. As the spearman finally takes a stab at you and misses. Your attention now reminds you that there's a second combatant with you.
Yeah, Yun's gonna turn and look. I didn't know you were still alive.
Just looks offended. Like, what?
You should run.
So should you.
It's too late for that.
Yeah. Belle was angry. It's too late
I've
for
got
that.
three.
Oh, I'm not angry.
She's having fun. Her and Enigma are probably of like mind right now.
I'm having a blast.
Pun intended. Enigma is up. He is going to actually swipe at, seeing the large foe. He's going to swipe at it.
Oh, that's good.
The first smacks into him. The man does not even shrug or seem to suffer. There's a little bit of tearing from the barbs on the tentacle. The second one gets a out of the man as it rins across his abs and leaves a bloody streak. Enigma suddenly kind of seems to question his choice of actions all of a sudden. As his attack did not seem as effective as it should have been. Bella, you're up.
So the spearman's still alive, right?
There's a spearman and the axeman.
I'm going to use enemies bound on the spearman.
Okay. DC 15 intelligence save.
And I think
he stops for a moment as he's pulling his spear back, and his little quip between him and Union turns his head and looks right at you.
at me?
Right at you. You're not sure if he can actually see you. He is human, and you are now in a darkened area, but he's looking right where the spell came from.
Huh.
And he looks pissed.
Fair enough. I'd be pissed too. That's all for me.
Okay.
And I forgot to roll wild magic for fireballs. Let me do that real quick. Sorry.
And you gotta roll one for that too.
That's what the 15 was.
Okay. Alright, Joe, you're up.
All right. Well,
There. I expect a copy of this dissertation that's being typed up.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So we'll just go with what we did last time.
That is a hit. The initial impact does not seem to be as forceful as you had hoped. The second one arcs quite wide and smashes in the ground right between Union and Enigma.
Okay. That was the hex for the first one.
There's a sudden stagger from the man as the actual hex takes effect. Shakes his head, not even trying to reason what just happened, just heard.
Yeah.
as he is still in the middle of arcing his weapons down, one on either shoulder of Union. Your right shoulder is fine, Union, as the axe just glances off. These are not the best. These weapons are just not in the best state of repair. Flash through your mind, and then a lance of pain, as your left shoulder is connected with just at the where the clavicle attaches. For another 6 slashing damage and another strength save. As he goes to knock you on your ass again. You manage to. Your weight sustains the blow, and you manage to stay on foot this time. It's now your turn.
Okay. Union's gonna grunt, grimace, and sort of throw the axe back, and then bring his greatsword around in a slash across the man's midsection.
Okay.
Okay.
That does hit. As you a mirroring slash across where the tentacle had raked moments before. He doesn't seem very phased by it.
Okay.
You can tell by the blood and such. It hurt him, but he's just still screaming in your face.
Union's gonna let out a roar and try and follow it up with like a lunging stab into his chest.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
Awesome. Okay, so Union is going to duck down beneath one of the axe's slashes, and then in the opening made in the man's guard, lunge forward and drive his blade using all of his strength upward through the man's chest in that sort of classical smooth motion where the man's body is lifted up as he's impaled on the blade and the body slumps down to the hilt, completely impaling it.
Duly noted. Strength check to get your sword
Jesus.
free.
Okay.
This is very mean. Thought you were the nice person.
You start the process of shouldering and freeing your weapon as the spear lashes out at you.
Oh, fuck off, dude.
Just do my job!
Enigma kill.
3 piercing damage.
Oh, you dickhead. Ow.
And Enigma ends this man's career with 2 very nasty hits. The first one wraps about the tentacle, pulling the man around you and up in adjacency with it before there is a loud crunch of the teeth sinking into the man's throat. You're not sure if he did it just because he was going to do it or because you told him to. By the way, it feels good. As there's that last little to pull your sword free, the body slags and falls to its knees. But does not fall all the way over.
Union will give it, sort of inspecting his sword, but then pause and then give the body another look.
You also know it hasn't dropped its weapons. Bella, you're up.
Is the thing dead? I'm gonna guess no.
Was that in character?
It was in character.
Oh, Union would call back. I don't know.
It looks dead.
I I think so.
I'm gonna firebolt it.
Okay.
I swore she said fireball, and I got so excited for 5 seconds.
The lance of fire streaks out and smacks into the body. It staggers back before setting back to that resting position.
Well, that's all for me.
Joe?
Well, might as well try and finish it off.
Okay, that's a hit and a hit. As the streaks of magic slam past you, Union, the first one, once again, the body slams back and doesn't have the full time to get all the way back up to that resting position before the next blast smashes across the side of its neck and tears out a sizable amount of musculature with the sheer force of it. You see the eyes that had clouded over fade back to normal, and only now does the body.
You know, caught. I think it's dead now.
Well, good.
You are officially out of combat.
So that was fun. We should do this more often.
Union is just gonna stay silent, sort of looking down at the body and the blood on his sword.
I'm gonna start searching the bodies.
Um, to expedite that, the bodies themselves don't have a whole lot on them. There's a pair of spears, three really in need of service hand axes. The first guy didn't even have a weapon on him. They seem to have been in a very assumed safe state of presence. The armor on them is it's serviceable, but it is scavenged, smelly furs and hides for the most part, with bits and pieces of borrowed air quote leather, much of which already has gaping wounds in it. Of the remainder of the camp, there are two tents that did not get blasted apart, as well as a few scattered sacks and travel bags by cook fires.
Are there any documents? Are there any sigils or symbols in the camp?
They're not flying any banners, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, just to get a sense of who these guys might have been.
By the way, did Nami find anything decent on our bodies?
I'm getting to that. That was my hint to the others.
Okay.
Hey, investigation if you want to. As you pull the two bodies together and check them down, they are, again, in that very. You could use this as armor. Probably wouldn't want to without much delousing and cleaning. They are both armed with pitiful, rusted and busted daggers. The one that was running away from you did have a short sword, as well as the hand axe that he had thrown at you.
I yoink the short sword.
They're not carrying any money. One has a already bitten off piece of chicken leg.
Woo. Seriously brought that into combat.
He was
I
hungry.
mean, if you're hungry, you're hungry.
You have no idea how long he was stalking you.
Good point.
As far as Bella's search of the camp, in the relatively nicer tent, these are again made of animal hides, and in need of getting re-oiled here soon, as tents go. You do find a small 2x1 box, like 2x1 by 3 inch. The just not locked. It does have you pull the latch. Does not take much for it to give. You find a handful of silver and copper. Some very pretty rocks.
I like pretty rock.
Yeah, that the old lady immediately scoffs at. Like these are literally just rocks. They look pretty.
I'll keep one, just a spider.
She's not as upset as you expected.
Huh.
I mean, you did cast 2 fireballs. She is rather pleased right now.
It was fun. I
Yeah.
did it for me.
Yeah, but I still benefited.
What does that even mean?
Look, you get as old as I am. You get your enjoyment where you can.
Yeah, fair enough.
But other than the weapons that you saw them wield, the armor what little armor they had, there's 2 serviceable cook pots. The tents are actually, again, once they get oiled and sort of fixed up a bit, they're decent hide tents. Everything else just seems to be in a state of pretty much disrepair. It's probably been a while since they had a pretty good score. In the box, you have just about 30 silver and about 15 copper.
How much silver?
30.
I'm rich now.
So basically, bandit encampment.
Yeah. Other than that, there's a small little knife that and looks to be some kind of wooden figurine that someone was working on. As you meet up back with your party by the front of the encampment. Whoever was on guard was probably messing around with it. And Enigma has once again padded off.
Union sort of watches go and winces, feeling as many wounds and cuts.
You know what, Union?
Yeah,
I take it back all. I take it all back. I think I really like Enigma now.
Uh-huh.
He was protecting us from bandits. What a good boy.
Yes, he was. He was such a good boy. But I think I could use some sleep in Ideal's stupid tiny hut that he is so proud of.
Sir, can you cast third level spells? Not then shush.
I hurl my greatsword up at the top of the hill, arc it over the hill, and onto Ideal.
And it hits the tiny hut.
Panic attack from Nami.
Attack on Nami.
Panic attack from Nami.
Oh, from Nami. Okay, I was like, wow. It takes about 5 minutes for you guys that had gone to the encampment to make it back. The hut would actually only just about be finishing up, being recast.
We're back.
Do you do anything to the bodies at the encampment, or just leave them?
We have a mobile incinerator, so.
Oh right, a couple guys attacked us as I'm finishing up the preparations.
Oh, I'll throw them.
You
Throw them where in the river?
I'm not aiming. I'm just throwing.
Just throwing the bodies?
Yes.
Yeah, as the other party comes back, you see that they got to fight.
Not aiming, just throw.
Just throwing. Okay. 2 strength checks real quick.
Okay.
Wait, we're not throwing Nami, right?
No, just
No.
the dead bodies.
Okay.
I can add
Sorry.
you to it.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Grabbing each by the scruff, you just angrily throw them. They hover there for a second. They go, and land right at Union's feet as he's working the last little twist of the hill. There's a sickening crunch as they hit the ground in front of the Union.
Union will like throw up his hands and watch it sort of gesture. Why are we throwing the dead?
I mean, you didn't know they were dead till just now.
Well, they're essentially dead now.
I point to Zealous. Tell me how to stop him.
I think I rather enjoyed watching that.
Union's gonna plop down next to the party in the hut. We fought a bandit camp. Enigma had been hunting the bandits throughout the day.
I think we took on like 25 people or something. Pretty amazing, just gonna say.
Well, when you have Joe and Bella serving as artillery platforms from hilltops, it's not very fair.
They're
So glad I
bandits.
stayed in the bubble.
What was that, Nami?
Yes.
No, what was
Oh.
that?
Oh, sorry. Just so glad I stayed in the bubble.
Oh.
There's Zealous.
Oh no!
Zealous had the opportunity of 2 fights, and he missed both of them.
Just my luck.
I would say I'm surprised that Zealous didn't get away, but Zealous.
You know what? No, I'm gonna punch an ideal. Dang it.
Slight head tilt.
I imagine like they're going through like, and then Bella blew them up, and Joe was casting hex, and I impaled the guy. That was
I'm
just
pretty
like,
sure.
And then Giselle's just like,
This
Aw,
is just
man,
miserable
cunts.
now.
Pretty sure I blew up like 15 of them or something.
roll a deception check, Bella.
Wait, can I do it?
This is against passive,
Okay.
so you know she's lying. Or, not so much
We're not-
lying.
we're not gonna call her.
She's expanding on the
Stretch.
truth.
Just like a knowing look, like really, seriously.
Seriously.
Uh-huh. I believe you.
I'm glad you do. I'm kind of a big deal.
Completely. I can tell.
I'm glad.
But the adrenaline fading through the day, the hut up in place. Do you leave a watch, or does everyone just go to? Other than
Nami's awake.
Joe.
I'm just straight to bed.
Okay, Nami,
Union
you
would
intend to stay up
pass
throughout
out.
the night without sleeping.
Yup.
I'm gonna make watch. I need to find something.
Zealous and Nami just sit staying up through the night like it's 4 in the morning. Zealous just turns to Nami and say, "Hey, you want to fight?"
Yeah, because Nami would so be down for that.
Yes, she would.
I'm slightly concerned.
So perception checks from Zealous, Joe, and Nami. Again, Nami, if you intend to stay out throughout the night, I need to know because you got to make a check at the end of the.
Yes,
end of
yes,
the
yes.
Yeah.
What check do I have to make?
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay. You're fine for now.
Also, I mean, Joe has this wonderful liquid that helps you stay up.
You should drink some.
I'm not into potions. They are scary.
It
Is it a
smells
potion?
really good. But you're assuming that he would share.
No, I'm not.
The royal you, as in all the yous there.
Oh.
Involved.
Oh no, I know better.
I'm pretty sure he wouldn't.
How do you
I
know?
did see
Nobody's
him
ever asked.
cradling that in the cell.
Yeah, I was saying, no, not a single person has actually asked to have any yet.
Well, I mean, the mule did.
He asks all the time.
Did the mule really ask for it, Joe?
Yes.
I'm going to say yes.
But come the morning, the animals as well as the party are rested. It's a little later than you would have liked. And once again, there's that brief moment of panic for Unami as the little dome of safety begins to fade away back into its little bauble.
I need anxiety pills.
Or Clark common motion.
The
Freaking
fog
out and waking up ideal, obviously.
isn't as bad as it was. You have about 20 feet of visibility this morning.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Back on the road?
I mean, as soon as I'm awake, I'm definitely getting ready. Come on. I need something.
Alright. My vanguard, as everyone gets up, eats their breakfast, mounts are readied. Vanguard perception checks for the start of the day. Nice. Very nice, Bella.
Yay.
Zealous, head on a swivel. Trying to. There's something to hit. There's gotta be something to hit.
Freaked out by Zealous.
You should be.
I know.
But it is a painfully fightless day as you travel and travel and travel. The warhorse is now starting to get a little agitated with you. Enigma has not been spotted all day.
Okay, he's probably found an orc warband or something.
Oh, I don't have to feed him.
Don't worry, he feasted last night, I assume.
You didn't see him take a single nibble. That you know of.
Yeah.
But come the evening, you can see the lot of you just over the hills, faint traces of smoke. You can hear drums. And it's not the marching, pacing drums, but frivolity, joy, laughter. Some strings strike up behind it. Just over the hill sounds like a good time.
Trying to resist.
Let's go.
Ideal, I swear, you go over
We
the
should go
hill.
look.
It's not the good time I'm looking for.
Ideal. Let's do it. Let's go see what's going on.
Ideal. Can we just keep moving, please?
It's now it's going on dusk. This is that towards the end of your day of travel.
Can we
Ideal.
set up safety bubble, please?
Travel buddies.
Safety bubble,
uh,
please.
let's.
The scent of cooking meat follows over the air.
Travel
Oh,
buddies.
that smells good.
You know what? We can put the safety bubble up over there.
Travel buddies.
No, over there is not by
Let's
water.
go.
It's over the hill, right?
It's over the hill. The hill. This is the last large hill. It's going to take a fair bit getting the animals up and over.
Oh, so like how long?
It'd be about 20 minutes to get over. It's not horrifically long, but it's going to take some time.
I will leave it to a party vote.
I vote we go.
No.
Water safety bubble.
That's 2 no's, 1 yes.
I thought that was 2 yeses from Union.
I haven't heard Union yet.
Let's go, Union. Come on, it'll be fun.
There is laughter, singing. It is a gale time over there.
Oh, come on, guys.
We've already had one incident. 2,
It'll
technically.
be fun.
Do you really want Enigma to follow you into that after what he did?
Enigma has never killed an innocent person that I am aware.
That is a
I
hell
can't
of a,
argue with that.
That is a hell of a disclaimer, Bella.
I think we'll be proud with that legalese.
Wow.
He left all his city people alone. He only attacks when he's attacked that I know of. I've never seen him attack someone who didn't deserve it. Come on. Plus, who knows where he is? Maybe he died.
I hope not.
One could only wish. I mean, that would be horrible. Why would you say such a thing?
I mean, I hope not too, but you know, things happen.
Joe?
I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah, sure.
That's
I
now
will point
2 and 2.
out.
If you come with us, Union, I'll make you an honorary travel buddy for the night.
I will accompany you.
That's 3.
So the last vote is the Bards.
Let's split the party again, I guess.
Okay. Those who
Because I'm not.
decided to go? What are you saying, Bard?
Because I know we're trying to keep it low profile, more or less, and I don't
Devil
want to run
Squad.
into like survival.
We can take him
Anything like
on. I have all my fireballs back.
Yeah, but he might have friends.
He doesn't have friends.
And by friends, I mean devils.
Fight?
Maybe. There might be a fight there.
I shouldn't have said anything. I'm putting up the safety bubble.
Okay.
Happy Nami is happy.
Those of you who decide to go, begin making your way onto the other side of the hill.
It's
Mounts or no
bland,
mounts?
so. I know man.
Okay, so you tack up. Those of you who decide to tack up your mounts.
Ian will take the elk with him.
Okay. So I know who's staying, who's going. I got Nami and Ideal staying for sure. Bella is going for sure. Union is going for sure. Joe and the mule are going. Okay. Zealous?
I'm staying.
Staying. Okay.
Are you sure? Last time you stayed and you didn't follow me, I fought 25 bandits. I'm just saying.
Can I throw Bella?
Yes.
I'm already leaving. Bye.
Okay. So those of you staying eventually watch as your companions crest over the hill after some time. By right about the time the bubble makes it all the way up in place. And sure enough, just over there is quite the festivities going on. Men and women of various humanoid races, uh, dancing about, just having a jolly time. There's a circle of about 5 wagons, a series of various bonfires posted about, and then scattered among them cook fires with what looks to be spit roasted game, pigs, and the like. That is the lovely smell wafting over the air. Every now and then you can see children running about, playing games of tag or chasing after it looks to be this old sort of like sheep hound dog that is just darting all over the place and just having the time of his life. There is sitting on the dark side of one of the wagons, a halfling that very plain garb looks up at you all and just you can tell he's just watching as you make your way down. Doesn't raise an alarm. And for the record, no, these are not familiar wagons. He's the first one. When you get about 30 feet away, he just does the holds hand up like, all right, far enough.
Hello.
Hello.
We heard fun times and we were passing by and we wanted to see what was going on and have fun too.
Looks you over for a moment. Weapons stay with me.
I don't even own a weapon. Wait, do I?
You have a dagger.
I don't even. Do I?
Don't you?
No.
How do you cut your meat?
How do I cut my meat?
Dear Lord, adventurers!
I got a dagger I'm not using now.
Okay. But I don't want to stay with you. Are you sure I'm the life of the party? Be sure to pay your respects to the matron. Don't cause any trouble. Don't make me hurt you. I'm having a good night.
Is this just like a generic party thing?
We just made camp.
And who are you?
Jackson's the name.
And what is all of this?
The family. By all means, pay your respects to the matron. Don't cause any troubles. Don't make me hurt you.
I'm gonna head in.
Union will.
Just his eyes. Mind you, he's saying this almost at Joe after that comment.
I'm imagining Zealous like egging him on to fight him.
Zealous isn't there.
Union will leave his weapons, but not
true.
before giving him like a 3-minute lecture on how to take care of his crossbow.
You get about a minute into it, and just that deadpan stare of, go say hello to the matron.
I will be doing that. Thank you.
Thank you. Fucking adventurers. Sets the weapons in the wagon.
I'm gonna look for the matron.
Stepping past and into the circle of the wagons, As seen from above with the various bonfires, people running around having just a wonderful time. A what appears to be a half elf in very bright, vibrant colors grabs Bella right as you're barely in the camp for like 2 seconds. Grabs you by the hand and starts leading you about in a dance.
Oh,
Um, Joe, a very comely human woman, attempts to do the same to you,
Okay.
and it is a full-born elf that grabs you, Union, leads you about dancing about one of the bonfires.
Union would be surprised, but would dance.
Um, there's an exchange of partners every few changes in rhythm, but the music itself stays nothing but lively. Just every now and then it's more string than drum, then more drum than string, and back and forth. As there's two propped up next to this hunched over, very old, white haired woman with clouded eyes, hands that just never seem to stop shaking as she has just this big, gummy smile as she looks out upon the crowd, kind of tapping her foot to the music. Little by little, you realize that you've been slowly danced in her direction.
just happily dancing.
After four so partners, you're now left on your own. The three of you sort of ejected from the dance, uh, the dance grounds that have formed, and presented there in front of this elderly woman. Now getting a better look at her, she has the same vibrant colors that very much stand out and pop against her otherwise withered and paled form. Um, she is very old, crone-like in her posture. Has not said anything to you as of yet, but you can see her head from one to the other. It's still that big smile on her face.
Gonna give a nice bow. Hello, ma'am. We were just wandering and saw this wonderful place and thought we'd check in and say hello.
It is a pleasure. Union gives a deep, formal bow.
There's a very slow, it's still that big smile, but physically slow nod at both of you. And then the eyes rest on you, Joe. You walk surrounded in darkness, young man. And yet so bright.
Who'd we lose?
I don't know.
Joe.
I
We
assume
lost
Joe.
the
Yeah.
Oh,
Scared the shit out of
Yep.
him. Holy hells.
No, his mic probably just stopped working.
Yeeted the fuck out of here.
Da, 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 da. All right, well, we'll pan the camera away from that for now.
Oh, of course.
This is the worst time to get thunder. Thunder's too smart.
You are surrounded by darkness. Oh boy. We'll
Also light.
we'll pan the camera over to the adventure camp.
Me
Now
and Nami
that
are
was
playing
done,
cards.
you now cannot smell any of the food.
Ideal
Y-
cards.
Yes, but I'm not betting anything.
Oh, come on. I won't bet money.
Okay.
We can bet secrets.
Oh,
I mean, we are in a safety bubble.
fair. And I'm sure Zealous won't listen in at all.
I'm probably gonna be punching rocks or trees or whatever thing is nearby.
See?
Fair. You know what? Fine.
Pull out my deck of cards and start shuffling.
Okay. Now it should still be built in.
Oh, the actual deck?
Yeah, sure.
I think so. Yeah, it's in the decks thingy.
Is this bad that I don't actually know how to play cards?
Yep.
You mean you don't want to do the thing that we did last time with the rogues?
Oh no, we got time now.
Fair.
I know how to play Goldfish. That's it.
That's fine. We'll do blackjack style.
I don't know how to play.
It's fine. It's easy.
Your goal is 21.
Faces are 10s, aces are 1s or 11s?
Yes.
What, like 21 in your hand?
Yeah.
Okay. I need a calculator.
Well, there's only going to be like one or two cards. You have a face up card and a face down card.
Wait, what? Hold
Each
on.
player gets a face down card and a face up card. And you can only see your down card, but everyone can see the face up card.
I need a tutorial.
Okay. So, as you challenged him, he gets to choose the game. Taking your cards, cutting the deck, as I'm sure Ideal is smart enough to do.
Yes.
Very quickly running your finger along the corner to check for dog ears. You deal out the two cards to each of you before flipping over a four of diamonds. For the sake of betting secrets, I guess use the severity of the secret.
Also, I'm gonna have to come up with some secrets.
I know, that's what I'm thinking too.
You start at a very small secret, like I stole a candy bar when I was a kid.
I can do that.
Yeah.
You have to forgive me. I have no idea what the hell to do with this card thing.
All right, fine. You know what? Screw it. We're GM roll 2d6.
Thank you.
If you intend to cheat, sleight of hand. like trying to teach Nami how to play blackjack.
I'm sorry, okay?
It's a very easy game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
It-
will do research while I'm away for next week. It comes up.
Um,
I did. Oh wait, no, I didn't.
also, you are actively allowed to try and perceive if someone is cheating.
Not that I don't trust her.
I swear I
Doesn't
have-
matter.
No, it
I feel like I have a skill for that, don't I?
Perception.
perception.
I thought I had like a thingy.
Oh,
Okay. As you turn your cards over, Nami, you kind of have to find yourself biting your lip as his still beats you. So that's one hand in his favor at the current bet of a minor secret.
Forgot to ask if we were doing secrets at the end of the games or after each hand.
um,
Well, you could
Let's-
probably raise for a higher secret off the next hand.
yeah.
We'll do that.
Sorry guys, I'll put together a proper dice card game for specific to this group,
Thank you.
so that you have chance to raise and lower and call and. But so the current wager would be a slightly more sinister secret from you. If you win, you only get a minor secret from him.
I will get. I will match.
Okay. So play your hands.
8 out of 12.
I'm confused.
Or do we re-roll?
Reroll. I already
First one?
I already said
Yeah,
the result.
yeah.
Yeah, the 2d6. I
Yep.
already said the results of that run. You goobers. Nami lost the first hand.
I don't
Okay.
get you sometimes roll 20.
As you both of you go to play your cards, you both catch each other. Trying to fudge one of your die or one of your cards.
You little sneak.
Oh. I give a look that says, "You are what is allowed." It's almost like we were the party's rogues or something.
Or something.
But
Question is, how well did you cheat?
neither of you cheated very well.
No.
For the sake of brevity in this particular hand, we'll run one more, and that will be where our fade to black motion, as we are down a story component. Okay. Okay. Waiting on another result.
Sorry. Fuck.
All right. So as the last hand, as your tiredness does start to catch up to you, you flip it over, and you both have the exact same hand, except Nami, he cheated, and it wasn't even a good cheat.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't.
Like you can
Seriously?
see he's like his other hand is laying over the other card, and you see him thumb it up and kind of do this like, "Ow, damn it!" As soon as you call him on it, it flips it over, and you see he would have beat you slash tied you.
Yeah.
Um.
Huh.
So officially,
We
you
need to
each
work on that.
owe each other a secret. Have fun.
I'll work on it.
But
Oh, I already have it.
that is where we fit. You're welcome to share it with him. If you want to share it openly for all the outer characters to know, that's entirely up to you. But otherwise, just whisper it to them. That is
It'll
where
be
we will
whispered.
fade to black. I hope all. I'm sorry, Zealous. If you'd like to make attacks against the rocks, please feel free to.
Please.
They are considered prone. You have advantage.
Okay.
Also, is there anything more mean than cheating and actually going worse?
I kind of did that too.
I want to point out you both have the exact same hand both times.
Wow. We'll say though that sleight of hand roll was beautiful.
Yeah, and then as you guys you finish the last of your cards, you look up and God damn it, you lost Zealous again.
Yeah, at least he won't hear our secrets.
I look around like, I swear, he is as stealthy as any rogue I've ever met.
Really gotta check your eyes.
Yeah.
Alright. So again, hope everyone had a wonderful time. See you again next
Mhm.
Monday, hopefully.
Yep.
Good night.
I would say it was a
Good
fun
night.
time, but I missed all the fun times.
Good night.
Night.
Night.